Frumpkin. I should start by saying that we're very fortunate with Frumpkin because on the autistic spectrum, I've seen and I've known kids who not communicative and yes? Did you want to say hi?
Hi.
So some kids could never say that. Some autistic kids wouldn't be able to do that. And he doesn't do a lot of stemming where he has to do, he has issues. I think he has sensory issues. I just don't know on what level. And once he can communicate better, but he doesn't, freak out. With him, it's hard to tell how much is being a toddler and how much is from his autism. And that's, in some ways, for me at least, the frustrating part is figuring that out and dealing with normal parent communication issues. He wants a cookie. We're gonna have dinner in an hour. He can't have a cookie and he's upset. So that's normal toddler stuff. The problem with him having autism is sometimes he gets into these loops, or it's hard to tell if he can understand why he can't have it. And usually with toddlers, you don't want to explain yourself anyways, but it's just slightly harder because I can't just say, okay, I'm going to treat him like I would a toddler because of his frustrations. And so in some ways I need to get better at just doing that too. It's just, no cookie, timeout. Again, Frumpkin's high functioning. Beyond the normal issues you have with raising a child, I think one of the hardest for me is jealousy. Going to his class, in the one that's something about having a rough day. I'll put a link to that video at the end of this video. Going there and seeing kids his age or even younger communicating with their parents, asking questions, talking in sentences, understand what's going on. Like, that's the hardest part. Seeing that he's different. And the reality is he is smart. And a lot, actually, I think he's smarter than, it depends on how you define smart, of course. He knows his alphabet better than probably 80% of the kids in his class. And I'm just guessing on that, because he knows them perfectly. He knows them in and out. He knows what they look like. He gets upset if you take them out of order. So that'd be an example where his autism is showing up. Where with a toddler, if they're throwing a fit, it could be any, it's all these things. But with him, it's this extra part where he has to have certain things in order, organized the way he wants, or just certain situations that are different. So yeah, it was hard to see that, to have kids asking questions and then seeing my son unable to do that, or getting frustrated because he wants all the fruit in the basket and they're not allowed to be in the one basket, things like that. So and at the same time, again, I feel slightly guilty for feeling frustrated because I've worked with kids with autism. I've worked with kids for a long time, and for about 5 years I worked with kids who were either so bad or in weird situations that they had to be institutionalized, so they lived in the facility, and I helped, I worked my way up to management of that facility. But early on it was just working with those kids, and for most of my time there I was working with those kids, and even as management I worked with kids, and those kids, it's really troubling to even actually talk about, because those kids are in, not even from their disabilities or issues that I have to deal with, like family reasons or whatever. Some of them were wards of the state. That was a bit of a tangent, but I love my son deeply. I love my daughter deeply. I don't want this to become an autism channel, although we were thinking about starting one because we've been enjoying meeting other autistic families or families with autistic people in them, with autistic family members, and it's been wonderful hearing your experiences. I want this to be a channel about living as a family, loving as a family, science stuff, things that I find exciting, enjoying life in general. It just so happens that I have 2 kids and a wife, so I enjoy my life different than other people enjoy their lives. Live in the Midwest, which changes things. So if that's something that interests you, and occasionally we'll talk about autism. We talk about autism at least once a month in some way or form. Reality, we're talking about it daily because Frumpkin obviously children are part of our daily lives. So if that's something that interests you, it would mean a lot to us if you subscribed by just clicking the subscription box. Also, if you hit the little bell, I hear that the little bell helps out a lot with helping people get seen, and so it'd be a good way to get more people to know about autism on a day-to-day family basis. You gonna go by your sister? Yeah. Where are you going?
I'll go back.
Okay, you'll be right back. Yeah, wait for Dada. I'm gonna look both ways. Wait. Good job. Wait for Dada.